Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending the PACE University Electronic Medical Records and Medical Billing and Coding Certificate Programs information session webinar. That was a mouthful. Okay, my name is Stephanie Plowman. I am program coordinator for the programs. With me this evening is Nicole Vitale, assistant director of the Center for Professional Studies at PACE University, and online instructor for the MBC program, Dr. Michelle Kalm. What we are going to do this evening is share with you everything you ever wanted to know and then some about the EMR and MBC programs. So with that being said, before we get started and before I turn things over to Dr. Kalm, just one housekeeping matter. This system is very, very sensitive. So everybody is on mute right now. However, that does not mean that we are not interested in your questions. We always welcome questions. If you have any questions as we are going through the session this evening, and then of course at the end we will open things up to questions, you will see in your GoToWebinar toolbar on your screen that there is a questions box where you can type in your questions. When you type in those questions, they will pop up on my screen and I will read them out loud for Dr. Kalm or for Nicole to answer. So with that being said, I am going to turn things over now to Dr. Michelle Kalm, who is going to get us started this evening. So Michelle, here you go. It's coming your way.
All right. There we go. Well, thank you all again for taking the time to be with us this evening to learn about these two programs at PACE University, the Electronic Medical Records Program and the Medical Billing and Coding Certificate Program. So let's take a quick look at the topics that we will cover this evening. We will take a look at the employment outlook for medical billing and coding specialists and the average salary statistics. Healthcare as a career sector continues to show growth, and so we will take you through some exciting articles that are recently found in the news about this. We will also take you through the online classroom so you can see what it looks like and the features that are contained within the program. These features do include a wide array of study tools so that you can get the most out of your program. The ultimate goal is to prepare you to sit for a certification examination, and our study tools are designed to help you to maximize your time as well as your study efforts so that you could be prepared for certification. We will also share with you some information on how to register for the program and for finding some financing options. According to the Department of Labor's Bureau of Labor Statistics, employment opportunities are on the rise for health information specialists. Over the next 8 to 10 years, the field is expected to grow by 22%. New jobs are literally being created all the time. There is an increased use and actually a government mandate to use electronic medical records, or EMRs. The need for billing and coding specialists is also on the rise as we see more continuous growth in the elderly population, as well as more and more medical treatments and diagnostic procedures being performed. We can see the growth within the healthcare industry expanding. The National Health Career Association outlines the benefits of becoming certified in electronic medical records. Being certified provides more job opportunities, an increased pay scale, and subject matter expertise. Salaries are increasing across the board in healthcare. There are two main professional associations that certify medical billing and coding specialists. One of them is the American Academy of Professional Coders, or AAPC. They conduct an annual survey, and the survey results from the 2016 survey shows that it is definitely a good time to be working on the business side of healthcare. Salary surveys show earning potentials are on the rise, and that the unemployment rate among certified coders continues to go down. This rate is currently at 1.4%. According to AAPC's recent survey, the average salary of an AAPC member last year was almost $53,000. This is a 2% increase in just 1 year. Those who worked in or do work in a hospital inpatient setting experienced an increase in salary as well. Most members of AAPC are working full-time, and about 75.4% of the respondents are working 40 hours per week or more. According to AAPC, almost 75% of respondents said they worked on site, while the rest, or the remaining number, reported working remotely. Some of the average salaries in 2016 by demographic are as follows. The average salary of members in the Pacific region in 2016 was $57,005. The average salary of members in the Mid-Atlantic region, so New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania in 2016 was $53,757, which is a 2.9% increase, again, in just 1 year. The average salary of members in the Mountain region, $51,310, which is a 2.7% increase. And then the average salary of members in the New England region, $53,504, which is about a 2.5% increase. So there's definitely an increase across the board, or I should say across the country. The growth of healthcare jobs can also be found in the news. A recent article from USA Today tells us to expect healthcare job gains to continue till at least 2022. It states that millions of healthcare jobs will be created between now and then. Baby boomers will be retiring, and that provides more job opportunities for those of us that are still in the workforce. According to The Economist, healthcare jobs are recession-proof. On this graph, the light blue vertical lines show positive growth from year to year for healthcare jobs, while other industries, which are the dark blue lines, tend to fluctuate from year to year, showing periodic loss in job numbers. Boston University states that regardless of economic trends, healthcare is one of this country's strongest growth industries. This growth is a result of needing more healthcare for the growing number of elderly, as well as our country's focus on healthcare. Since you're here with us tonight, you may be thinking about a significant career change. You might be looking to start with a new profession altogether, or maybe you're already in the field, but you're looking to change your focus. So I'm going to pause for a few minutes and allow you to take a look at what two professionals have to say about these emerging career fields. All right, so next, let's take a look at what the online classroom looks like. You may or may not have experience taking classes online, but either way, you will find the online classroom pretty easy to navigate. We'll take a walkthrough so that you can see the features of the online class and the tools that are available to you to help you learn. When it's time for the program to begin, you will receive an email that provides you with the website to go to and your login information. It will also provide you with contact information for the university as well as your instructor. Once you receive this email, you will be able to log into your classroom and take a look around and get started. Once you log in, you will be on the home page of your classroom. In the center, you will see a description of your program, and then along the left-hand side, you'll have buttons that will help you to navigate through the program. This particular one on the slide is the Medical Billing and Coding Certificate Program with the CPC examination preparation concentration. When you click on the Modules button, you will see the majority of the information you will need for your program in the center of your screen. When you click on the very first item of your program, you will be taken to your first presentation. Throughout your program, you will have video presentations with audio, and this is your first one. It gives you an overview of the program as well as what to expect. Most online programs have lecture notes for you to read. However, we offer this dynamic tool that makes learning interesting and fun. After the overview presentation, you'll find your syllabus, which will provide you with all of the school and classroom policies that you may need to reference. Here are some clips of some items you will find in the syllabus: a textbook list, the grading policy, and the honor code. There is also a week-by-week list of everything that is covered, as well as assignments and tests that need to be completed. This is an example showing week 1, and this is just a suggested schedule. All participants are expected to create a portfolio of their accomplishments during their program. Since this program is online, we call it an e-portfolio. This is an opportunity to collect some of your best work and show it to a potential or current employer to showcase what you have accomplished. It will definitely be something to be proud of. There is a video presentation that walks you through the steps of creating an e-portfolio as well as how to share it. This is also a graded item within your program. So once you have watched the overview presentation, review the syllabus and the textbook list, and watch the video on how to set up the e-portfolio, you can then read a biography about your instructor. This will provide you with their contact information, their work experience, their teaching experience, and something interesting and special about them. Then it would be time to jump into your first module. For this program, on your screen, the first module is medical terminology. So once you click on your module, the very first item that you will see is an introduction to the module. This introduction will provide information on what will be covered within that module. Next, you will have a document that explains in detail how to access student resources for the textbook that is used within that module. This study material supplements your program learning and can be an extremely valuable tool. These instructions are here to help you download or access any of these supplemental materials. Next, you will find websites that you can review to help you in exploring the specific module topic. This material is considered bonus study support and it is here for your benefit. It makes your learning dynamic and allows you to use powerful, credible websites to enhance your learning. As opposed to lecture notes, we will have video presentations. The great thing about video presentations is you can stop and start the videos and watch them as many times as you would like. This is where you'll want to take notes and listen to what the lecturer has to offer. You will find these presentations literally throughout your program. They cover every area of the program, as well as add a creative and exciting feature that will aid you in learning the material presented. And the material presented in the videos are industry specialists. You will also find a variety of learning tools in the program. This is just one example. These are interactive tools specific to technology security. Learning concepts like these requires some memorization. So tools like this are definitely helpful when information is definitely memorization based. Best way to put it. But these are excellent tools and they are provided throughout your program. So here is an example. It'll take a second for my screen to load. There we go. This is an example of another study tool. Directions are provided for the study tool so you know exactly what to do. These are not linked to any graded items. These can be taken as many times as you like. And they definitely help with those, especially those subjects where memorization of certain things like medical terminology is needed. So here's another one of some flashcards. The program has graded deliverables, and these take the form of homework assignments and tests. So here on your screen is an example of a homework assignment. This is from the disease pathology module of the medical billing and coding certificate program. For homework assignments, you basically submit your assignments right in the instruction area. Your instructor will receive the assignment, will grade it, and return it to you with feedback. Prior to taking your test, there are practice quizzes available. These are not graded and can be taken as many times as you would like. This is how a completed practice quiz looks. You are given an immediate score, and you will see exactly which questions you answered correctly or incorrectly. This will allow you to know exactly which areas to focus additional studies. When you're ready, you can then take the test. They are all auto-graded multiple choice and true-false, and you'll know exactly how you did as soon as you complete the test. Should you need some assistance while navigating the program, there are quick links for technical help as well as the frequently asked questions section, which both are very, very helpful. And as always, you can reach out to your instructor for assistance. So a common question that is often asked is what topics do these two different programs cover? For electronic medical records, your modules will consist of U.S. Healthcare System, American Reinvestment and Recovery Act and HITECH Act, medical terminology, healthcare computing, health information management technology, and electronic medical records software. For MBC, every participant completes what we call a standard block of modules. The standard block consists of medical terminology, anatomy and physiology, disease pathology, diagnostic coding, and procedural coding. Then, depending on the type of certification you would like to prepare for, you will then take an add-on module. Your choices of add-on modules include CPC, which is the Certified Professional Coder, COC, Certified Outpatient Coding, and CPCP, Certified Professional Coder Payer. These are through AAPC. We also offer CCA, Certified Coding Associate, and CCS, Certified Coding Specialist certifications through AHIMA. Each certification differs in the workplace setting that it will prepare you for, and the different certifying agencies differ in their requirements. Here you will see the websites you can use for the different certifications that are available to see which one is right for you. So I'm going to pause for a moment so you can write these websites down. APC, AHIMA, and the National Health Career Association's websites offer a tremendous amount of information, including detailed information on each of their certifications. All right. So as I mentioned previously, at the end of your program, you will compile some signature assignments into your e-portfolio that we talked about earlier. When it is complete, you will submit a private URL to your instructor so they can review it and provide you with some feedback. You can also provide this URL to a potential or current employer so they can see your accomplishments. You can also load documents such as cover letters and resumes. There's even areas where you can build out a biography as well. So now we've come to the point where I'm going to pass this over to Nicole, and she will continue the presentation from here.
Hi, everybody. I hope that so far everything's been informative, and we're just going to wait till the slide pops back up.
All right, all good with the slides.
Okay, great. So, so now after hearing all about the course, you're probably wondering what's the investments. So for this course, and it'll be coming up in just a moment, it's $3,995. Now that's a flat fee. That includes all books, all materials, and online to the online to the online platform. There are no additional costs calculated into that. For attending this webinar, you are eligible for a $200 discount, so the cost actually comes down a little bit. Now, the most popular financing option for most students is our payment plan. Now, we're going to be making some changes to the payment plan, so it might look a little bit different if you sign up in the next couple of weeks or months. But right now, it's a 7-installment payment plan, and with the discount, that'll come out to $542.14. We can go to the next slide. And so some other financing options that students use is a private loan. So if you were to decide between the payment plan and the private loan, with the private loan, you would need to obviously apply for it. The two most popular loan vendors that students have used is Wells Fargo and Sallie Mae. And then you need to be approved, and of course there would be interest that's accrued through the loan. But you wouldn't be making that payment throughout the program. With the payment plan option, that payment would be done throughout the program, but we do not do a credit check, and there is no interest charged as well. So it really depends on what is the best fit for you. The last option that many students use is employee sponsorship. So if you think that your employer would pay for this, if you work in the healthcare industry, you're definitely going to want to speak with your manager or your HR representative about that. And then lastly, which is not on this page, is the local employment center in your county. They're called Workforce or One Stop. That's another option to receive grants for funding for this particular program. We can go to the next slide. And so this webinar mostly focused on the online option, but we do have an in-person option as well, and that will be starting up this upcoming fall. The length of the program is 26 weeks. We'll have one that will be in downtown Manhattan 2 nights a week. It'll run probably Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9. And we'll also have a hybrid option that will be one meeting a month over the same length of time, and that'll alternate between the 2 campuses. The total amount is $3,495. We also do have a payment plan, and the same payment options apply to this as well. If this is something that you're interested in, please email me. We will have information sessions specifically for these in-person sessions. So reach out to me and I can get you on the list for those. All right, so before we open up to questions, I want to just go over your next steps. And you're going to be getting this via email tomorrow along with the recording so that you have that. But first off, registration is very, very easy. You're going to want to fill out the registration form. You'll be getting that tomorrow morning. And you're going to want to make payments. If you make payment in full, fantastic. If you're using a payment plan, you'll just want to mark that off on the form, send that back to us. We're going to then send you an email with instructions on how to enroll. So you'll need to pay, it's an $85 enrollment fee, plus the first payment, which is $570.71. Once you do that, and we see that come through on our end, we will then send you instructions. We'll send you the welcome email, which will have your next step. So that's the number 3. Once you make your payment, you're going to want to respond to the welcome email. It'll have your instructor on there and a couple other individuals, so you're going to want to reply all, and you're going to want to choose your add-on module. So those are the modules that Dr. Kalm spoke about earlier, the CPC, the COC, the CPC-P, the CCA, and the CCS. So you want to make sure that you pretty much have that decided, and then that way you can quickly make that choice when you get that welcome email. The other thing you'll want to note is that you do have 9 months after you receive the welcome email to complete the course. So in that welcome email, you'll see the expiration date at the bottom of the email. And so you'll be getting all of this via email tomorrow. So if you have any further questions before you register, please let me know. And right now, we will be opening it up for question and answer.
Okay, so for anyone who has any questions, as I mentioned early on this evening, the system is very, very sensitive, so everybody is on mute, but we would love for you to type in your questions into the questions box on your GoToWebinar toolbar, so please do feel free to type in any questions you may have. They will pop up on my screen, and I will read them out loud for Dr. Kalm or Nicole to answer. So, fire away. All right, any questions, anybody? I guess you ladies covered all of our bases this evening because we don't have any questions yet. I will say that oftentimes the most important question is the one that you will remember to ask after we have logged off for the evening, and that is okay. If that happens, I just pulled up the slide here so you can have Nicole's contact information right in front of you. Please do reach out to nvitali@pace.edu. and Nicole will be more than happy to answer your questions. But we do have a question. How many hours per week is an average for coursework?
That's a great question. It really depends on the module that you're in, and it depends on your background information as far as if you've ever taken an anatomy class or a medical terminology class, and some of this is more of a refresher, then a person may not spend as much time in those particular modules. Someone that's new to the healthcare industry may spend a little bit more time. I have found in the standard block alone, students tend to spend more time in the coding sections, which is definitely what I would do as well. So it definitely depends on the module. You have time, but I would definitely suggest staying in the program. And when I say that, you know, in the program, in the course, in the Canvas course, in your whatever book you're in for that particular module, often, so that the information stays fresh. A lot of healthcare topics or healthcare related topics, repetition is key. So I would definitely suggest, even if you only have, let's say, 15 minutes to spend, that's 15 more minutes than you spent yesterday. So it's really what you're able to put in for a particular day or a particular week.
Okay. Oh, lots of questions coming in. I love it. All right. Michelle, you said the syllabus offered a suggested timeline. Should all assignments and tests be completed within a week time frame?
No, not at all. That's just an example or suggested schedule. I know for me, I am a checklist person. I like to check things off a list. So that's kind of, I would suggest printing off the syllabus and putting in your own schedule, even if it's a projected schedule. And as we all know, things change. Sometimes our days change, our weeks change, but just something to print out that's tangible you can put next to your computer, and you can just check things off of your list. So it's just suggested.
Nicole, this one is for you. After the course is completed, is there job assistance?
So currently, no, we don't have any job placement. We don't guarantee any job placement. What we do have is a closed LinkedIn group that's available only to current students and alum. And so we will post job opportunities to there. You have access to that, lifetime access to that. We are working on putting together an internship. That's something may be possible in the next couple of months, but it is something that it takes some time. So, but currently we do not.
To add to that.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
Nope, go ahead.
I was going to say, to add to that, AAPC's website and AHIMA's website offer networking opportunities. They post job positions. I know AAPC for sure does have an internship program for those that are looking for something like an internship. But there are local chapters, there are networking forums, but both of those websites offer a tremendous amount of information aside from just information on their certification. So I definitely suggest going onto each of those websites and looking at the networking and the resources tab, because those definitely provide a lot of really helpful information.
Any idea of how many students are working full-time while attending the program?
I believe that we have had some students who are working full-time. Dr. Crum, I think you might know a little bit better with some of the students that you worked with.
I would say about at least 75% of my students are working and also have family obligations as well. I personally worked full-time when I was in school, and so I know it is a juggling act, to say the least, but looking back, it was so worth it. It was so incredibly worth it. Now, if you would have asked me while I was in it and I was exhausted, I was like, oh, where's the end? But it is so incredibly worth it. And the great thing about the online program is that the class is there when you are there. So, you know, if you are a morning person and you wake up early and you want to enjoy your cup of coffee or tea, and you can log in whenever you want. And you don't have to be anywhere at any particular time. So there's a lot of flexibility with the online option. Also, your instructor is there to help you every step of the way. So without, you don't have due dates or anything where you have to have something done by a particular time. So this is definitely for at your own pace, and your instructor is there to help you every step of the way, whether it be with even coming up with a schedule. I know I've helped students with scheduling or the course content or navigation. So It's definitely possible.
How much does each exam certification cost, if you know?
That is going to depend, and I actually have the website pulled up. It depends if you are, I would become a member before you purchase anything, because member pricing is always going to be less. I would sign up for their, and once you become a member, you get emails, and they always run, I know AAPC for sure, always runs specials. I tend to get more special because I get emails from both AHIMA and AAPC, and I tend to see some more specials, a little bit more with AAPC, but that's not to say AHIMA doesn't also run specials, where they'll do for this month only, if you sign up for an exam, you get unlimited retakes. Or I think right now, I'm in there right now, and it's 35% off something. There's something that's 35% off, but they're always running those kinds of specials. So it depends. But for right now, as a member, so if I wanted to register for the CPC exam, I am trying to find the amount. Like I said, it sometimes changes with specials. It's around 300 for the CPC, and that comes with a free retake. All AAPCs come with a free retake, so if you're having an off day, there's a retake built in. For the CPC, or I'm sorry, the CCA exam is a little bit less, but again, member pricing. So non-member is about 300, but member pricing is about 200. And then CCA, I'm sorry if I'm taking a little longer to answer this, is about 400 for non-member and 300 for member. So it's going to depend on your certification, whether you're a member, and then definitely sign up to get some emails because they always run specials.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Com. All right, that was our last question. We'll leave it open for another, oh, here we go, here's another one. Is there rolling enrollment for the online class and or a specific start date for the online and in-person classes? Nicole, that seems up your alley.
Yep. So for the online, it's rolling admission. You can start whenever you're ready. You just need to send that registration form and we can get the process going. With the in-person, there are specific dates, and so that's where you're going to want to, if you're interested in the in-person, just send me an email and I can get you on the list for that. That program will probably be starting up in September. And so, yeah, that has a specific, you know, obviously you cannot enroll in after the class starts.
Okay, now that was our last question. If anyone has any further questions, please do feel free to type them in. I'll leave it open for another minute or so to give you an opportunity to do so. Again, if you have any questions after we log off for the evening, you can reach out to Nicole at invitali@pace.edu. We will be sending the recording of this session to Nicole after we wrap up so she can get in touch with you with it and answer any follow-up questions you may have. But let's leave it open for a second and see if there are any questions. I'm going to put you ladies on the spot as I always do now. Any final thoughts? Wait, hold that thought because we do have another question. Nicole, for the in-person session, how long are the classes? How long is each class day, and what are the start and end times?
So the schedule is not finalized yet. It'll start in September. We will probably have tentatively we'll have a Tuesday and Thursday evening session that'll run from 6 to 9 at our downtown Manhattan campus. And then we will have a hybrid option that will be around the same start date, and it will be once a month on a Saturday, a full day, like a 9 to 4, and it will alternate between the Manhattan and Pleasantville campus. I hope that answers your question. Again, just email me and I can get you on the list so that once the dates come out, you'll be notified.
Okay. As we're waiting to see if any follow-up questions come in, as I always do, I'm going to put you ladies on the spot to see if you have any final thoughts this evening. So I'm going to do it again. Here we are. Any final thoughts, ladies?
The only thing that I always suggest is for students to take a look at the add-on modules, so those 5 add-on modules that Dr. Khan went over, and to decide which option is the right one for you. There's a lot of information on the AAPC and AHIMA sites that can describe them to you. But if you are new to the healthcare field, or even if you've been in the healthcare field and you want the basic certification, it would be the CPC, and I always switch them. It's the CCA, the CPC, which is associated with AAPC, and the CCA, which is with AHIMA. So those are the 2 entry basic coder examinations. Anything you want to add to that, Dr. Khan? I did get it right this time.
Yeah, you basically summed it up. I would definitely do some research on the website to see which different certification is right for you. And like Nicole said, if you are looking to first enter the healthcare arena on the business side, I would definitely look at CPC for medical billing and coding, or CCA for sure, versus the others.
Here's another question. This one is for you, Dr. Com, I think. We have a participant who worked for an insurance company for the last 21 years and has a nursing background. What added module might you suggest for this potential student?
Oh, wow. How comfortable, well, I guess I can't really ask that. It would depend on how comfortable you feel with coding. Because some of the other certifications may be for advanced coders. So it all depends on the coding portion of it, as far as how comfortable you are with that. And it also depends on the environment you would like to work in. So if you're looking to be in a hospital setting, I would go for those that are more geared towards that versus something that's in a physician or provider's office. So that's really tough to answer without knowing someone's background. So I'm sorry if I wasn't able to really answer that perfectly.
And certainly if you choose to take the program, you can have these ongoing conversations with your instructor to talk about your goals and sort of what you're looking to do with your certification when you finish the program, so you can choose the module that is hopefully best for you. So, okay, any further questions? Any further questions? Leave it. I'll give you all a minute or so to, okay, does everyone who works in medical billing and coding have a certification?
Yes. It's a gold standard now. Pretty much almost every single facet of the healthcare industry has a certification of some sort associated with it, or higher up with a license. So, yes.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, so if there are no further questions, I guess we will call it a night. Again, if anyone has any follow-up questions after we log off, you can reach out to Nicole at nvitali@pace.edu. But I would like to, on behalf of Nicole and Dr. Com, thank everyone for your interest, for your participation this evening, and we hope to see your names on rosters and your faces in online or actual classrooms. So Nicole and Dr. Com, thank you so much for all of your good words and insight this evening. Thank you all for attending, and good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.